Bonsoir racers! Thursday saw us back at Ignition Raceway for the last of a non-championship sort of race, so it was just kind of a club fun night, but still, you know, winning's winning, prestige on the ground, walk away with your head held high and all that. So how did we get on? Well, some changes were made to the car, so still a little bit scruffy, needs a bit of a clean. In fact, it's having a full strip down and a wash actually over this coming weekend. Sunday night's going to be a busy night. We went back to running a 16-tooth pinion on the front and a 50-tooth spur. Went back to our Contact 50s, tried and tested on the front, and the Progrip Meds on the rear, which are definitely working out to be spot on. I'm enjoying them at the moment. For the first run, my first qualifying, I actually had a little bead of sauce on the inside, just the inside edge here, but I only ran that for the first qualifying. After that, felt as though I didn't really need any additional grip, so we didn't put any on. Other than that, car never skipped a beat. Loving it. Loving racing my minis. Although not detracting from the hot rod. Really looking forward to the next Neo Super Sunday Series for an outing of that again, where I'll obviously be running this as well. But I am enjoying me running my hot rod. Anyway, I digress. Waffling on. You want the racing? How did we get on? Q1 was a disaster. I took a work phone call. I never ran. So, Sarah, if you're watching, don't ring on a Thursday night again. Thursday night's off limits. Playing toy cars. Work can keep. I cut grass. It's not going to be urgent. Q2 went really well, actually. A good, consistent 32 laps. But, I'm reading off a script, but Darrell, only 7 seconds behind me, really close. Really close. Q3 saw the closest sort of on-track qualifying battle I've had in a long time. Although it was a battle, it's not, if that makes sense, because you're not racing each other, you're only racing the clock. So you're desperately trying not to let it get in each other's way and slow down your ultimate time. So there was lots of opportunities where myself, Mark and Darrell were really close on the track battling each other, but it'd be a little mistake, somebody would run wide. So rather than cutting back across and potentially taking both cars out, really good racing from Mark and Darrell, and myself. We would leave the door open, not to compromise our times, because you know yourself, a bit of a bash could lead to a crash. A bash, a crash, and there you go, there's 10 seconds gone. So it was a really good qualifying. Turns out at the end of that, we didn't do as many laps as the previous one, we only did 31, but with 2 seconds covering all three of us. It was really nip and tuck sort of qualifying and racing, which was good, hence the big smile on my face. That though, because of my performance in Q2, gave me a bump up to something I've never done before. I've never been in an A final at Ignition, so first time for me in an A final. Yes, I'm at the back of the grid, but I don't care. So let's see how I get on, starting with 5th place from the back of the grid with some really good racers. I'll desperately try not to get in everybody's way. Sorry, Dan. Right, here we go. I'm in 5th place, chasing Howard. And let's see how we get on, not getting in the top 3 sort of way. Marshals are ready and poised, and we're off. Oh, straight away, Howard makes a mistake on the first corner, so that's me gaining a place up into 4th. Leaves him a bit of work to do though. And that is 3rd place. Sorry, second. Oh, but I know I'm not quick enough, so I kind of back off there a bit. I think with a bit more experience, I might have stuck the accelerator down a bit harder and tried to make them work a bit harder for it. But so Dan's now in 1st place, 2nd place. Oh, good, nice inside move there from Howard. He's quick, but his car wasn't always behaving as well as it should. Not quite letting him just scoot away from me. I am trying to hang on to his coattails, and then he has an issue on the straight and tries taking me out again, which gifts me the place back. So happy days, I'm off again. Oh, he has another issue there. So I scamper away. Desperately now in the back of my head thinking, right, well, you know, maybe third place is on the cards. So we're steady away, nice couple of laps. Not some... Oh, Brendan, you just clipped the inside edge there, coming out too fast. I think that's let Howard come back through, but there you go. True to form, he had another crash, and now we're all in the mix. The incredible sulk. Oh, his car just decided it had a mind of its own there and span itself out. Getting chased now by Mark. Now I think we're all still on the same lap here, so I don't have to give way, I don't think. Or do I? I'm not sure. No, I do. I think I back out wide. Yeah, ran wide there, let Mark come through, but Mark makes a mistake. So, you know, if you can't come through and make it stick... Oh, there's cars everywhere. Yeah, finals carnage tonight. Nice little move there from Howard on the inside, but again, can't make it stick and decides that he's taking me out. But a true gentleman, he waits on the straight for me because he knew he took me out and compromised my race, so he waited. Good racing etiquette, buddy, thank you. And then does it again, you know, because once isn't enough. And God love him, he did wait for me. Just so it's on the record, Howard. If I manage to do that to you, I ain't waiting. But no. Some good racing etiquette there on display, so happy days. And he's got to work hard to chase me again, because I'm not just gifting it him. I think we've lost one of the cars. And we're definitely closing in. His car's quicker than me. Yeah, that was just a bit of door-to-door, so... He did actually say, is that fair? I said, yeah, crack on, buddy. Now we've got Mark hunting me down. I thought he was going to go past there, but I think he had a snafu in the barrier, so... Left the door open for him there. Easily done. Now I'll leave the door for Dan there, and then... I don't know, maybe I just pressed the accelerator a bit too quick there and tagged him at the back, so sorry about that, Dan. I was leaving the door for you, maybe that's a bit of inexperience on my part. It was the wrong part of the track to move out of the way. I should have moved out of the way a bit earlier for you. But we're always learning. Got to get the new shell colours painted because there's controversy that my Mini looks like a van, and vans apparently aren't allowed. So the new shell's being painted up as we speak. I'm going to stick with these colours though. They're nice and bright and you can definitely see it on the track. Have I passed Howard again? Oh, a bit of pushing me wide there. Seemed fair. If I can hang on to you, Howard, you seem to be making enough mistakes that I might claw the place back. Don't know how much time's left. We run a 6-minute final for the finals here, so you get a bit more time than you think sometimes. Or if you're doing well, then the end doesn't come quick enough. Dan coming up behind. See, that's how I should have done it. First time, Dan. Sorry, pal. Just drift wide and not compromise anybody's race. Got a bit lonely now. Just circulating round. Disco Dean was on the microphone trying to entertain the troops. Oh, bit squiffy there coming out the corner. Kind of looks through the camera angle as though there's like dust or fingerprints on the lens. I'd forgotten my actual head mount. So anyway, that's the race done. Smiles all round, and I finished fourth in the A final. My first ever A final. First ever A final at Ignition. So now some people will say that's because some of the fast lads weren't there. Well, I'd have beat them to that day and all.